favorite rooms on earth. Because this is the first church where I was the pastor is here. I was the interim pastor elsewhere, but full-time by myself here. And then I met my wife here. So obviously this is a nice sanctuary for me to come back to from time to time. It's a real privilege. Now, you who have been here for a while, I know you're not accustomed to the sermon starting so early. And it usually is about halfway through. And the reason that I'm doing it this way is that we're going to have 3 guided meditations as the sermon today. And I didn't want to load you up with 3 guided meditations in a row, because people who are not into meditation or haven't done it for a while would quite fall asleep. So it's a good time to do things in between, and that will work best. Like most of us, I've had several dozen events in my life which literally were life-changing. And one of those was learning and practicing meditation. Now, meditation, or sometimes there's a form of it called mindfulness. And I think it was, I shouldn't even say the name of the magazine, a major magazine last year put on the front cover, the new science of mindfulness. Well, it's about as new as humans. But what is new is that it's being practiced in schools, in businesses, and everywhere. They are taking it up because it is so personal that it is not religious. So an atheist can do it as well as a dedicated person who is totally into their religion from A to Z. And the first one we're going to do today is to concentrate on what we filled out there, the 5 things we're grateful for. And if you haven't filled it out, please take a moment now to do so, because it's going to be an intricate part of the meditation. Now, if you want to hear more about or learn really the deep essence of the adventures of gratitude, go to the web and search 3 words, Susan Sarandon and gratitude. And what will happen is you'll come up with a 1 hour that is just absolutely magical of telling the benefits of being grateful. A friend of mine has been involved in AA for 35 years. And in the group that she goes to, they start off by saying out loud what they're grateful for. And even those persons who fall off the wagon, and I haven't had a drink for 40 years, but now had one last week, they also will speak. Because the wonderful thing about that AA thing is that forgiveness is just right out there on the table, just to be picked up anytime. So if you want to know more about gratitude and how it is good for your health, your mental self, your physical self, and your spiritual self, that's the first source I would go to. And she's a very good narrator. Yes, Ann?
What were the first 2 words?
Susan Sarandon.
Oh, okay.
And the 3rd word was gratitude. So now, what we're going to do, oh, by the way, the forms of meditation that I like best are those developed by the Hindus and the Buddhists. I just see them as light years ahead of everything else I've tried, and I've tried a lot. And I may be missing something that's even better than that, but they have a long history and have developed some wonderful, wonderful ways of calming down and tuning in to our internal genius and our greater self. So that's what we're trying to do. So I assume now that everybody has the 5 things that you have written down. So here's the way it's going to work. I'm going to ring a bell. Wait a minute. I'm supposed to do it with this, I think. No, that's right. And we're going to concentrate on these things for 1 minute. That is, the first one for 1 minute. Then I'll ring the bell. And then the second one for 1 minute. The third for 1 minute, 4th and 5th. So that's all long it's going to take. So I don't think anybody's going to get bored. And here's what you do. You pick out the first one, what your gratitude, what you're thankful for, and you concentrate on that. If it's a person, you conjure them up in your mind and thank them for being in your life. If it's a thing, then you conjure it up. If it's an experience, you conjure it up. I mean, it can be anything, whatever you have here. Now, when the meditation is over, what we're going to do is only call out one or two things that we've written down. Not discuss it, or give the background of why it is, just count. And so we flood this room with a beautiful bouquet of flower words. I can smell them already. Okay, so here we go. Whatever is on number one on your list. Now the second thing that is on our list. Now the third thing on your list. Now the fourth on your list. Now the last thing that is on your list. imagination, pretend that as you say your words, that out of your mouth is coming a magnificent bouquet of flowers that just spreads through this whole place. Let's fill it up. One or two words each.
SPC friends in other realms.
Family. Health. Joy, trust. Singing. Spiritual teachers.
Jill.
Music.
Family.
Opportunity.
Friends.
Nature.
Effort. Generosity. Love.
Friends.
Jesus. Curiosity.
Okay, thank you. I'll just say two words, my life and my wife. And this brings to a conclusion this first meditation.
Between our first and second meditations, we're going to take some time for some communal prayers. You'll find in your order of service